To me, it's just hatred towards this young lady. Only thing she's doing, like you said, is out here. She's playing the game of basketball, and she's having fun doing it.
I love her game. A lot like Steph. She reminds me of Steph Curry a lot. You know,
anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for doing that.
Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's changing it. With fearless moves and electric energy, she's captured the spotlight, turning heads from bleachers to boardrooms. Fans love her. Analysts respect her. And now, even NBA royalty is taking notice. Very few WNBA players have generated this level of hype, especially from the legends who helped define the sport. But Clark isn't just putting up numbers, she's making noise. She's rewriting record books and redefining what's possible on the court. Young hoopers are watching and learning. Still, not everyone's applauding. As with any rising icon, the doubters have shown up, questioning her impact, downplaying her influence. But just when the noise got loud, two giants of the game stepped forward, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. Yes, those legends. And their message is simple. Caitlin Clark is the real deal. Their endorsement doesn't just silence critics, it shifts the narrative entirely. In fact, Caitlin's rise mirrors that of another revolutionary. Talent, Allen Iverson, both lit up the college scene. Both carried the weight of sky-high expectations. And both walked into the pros with something to prove, not just as players, but as game changers. This isn't just a hot streak, it's a movement. Caitlin Clark is shaping the future of basketball, and the story is only getting started. Stay locked in. You're witnessing history. They may not have had the size of typical stars, but Allen Iverson and Caitlin Clark had something more powerful: skill, grit, and heart. Iverson's crossover changed the NBA. His fearless style became a movement, inspiring kids everywhere to play like him. Now, it's Caitlin Clark's turn. Her deep threes, sharp vision, and cool under pressure are sparking the same kind of admiration, especially from the next generation. And yes, Iverson's watching. In a recent interview, he praised not just her game, but her fire to him. Caitlin isn't just making noise, she's changing the game.
Man, shoot the blood out of the ball. You know what I mean? I never seen anything like it. You know what I mean? And then just how aggressive she is, you know, and not just scoring the basketball, getting her teammates involved as well. I think she's so great for the game. You know what I mean? It was a pleasure watching her, and I just think down the road, she's going to only get better.
No surprise, Allen Iverson sees something special in Caitlin Clark, because in many ways, she plays the game like he did. Iverson was the heartbeat of every offense he touched, and he recognizes that same energy in Clark. She's not just a scorer, she's a driver, a leader, the engine that powers the team. From the moment they stepped on the court, both were handed the pressure of production, and both rose to it with fearless confidence. Iverson points to Caitlin's aggression, poise, and refusal to back down as essentials for any true leader. But what sets Clark apart isn't just the points she puts up, it's her vision, her creativity, her ability to lift those around her. Like Iverson in his prime, Caitlin makes her teammates better just by being on the floor. These kinds of players are rare. They don't just play, they elevate. Iverson once dragged a scrappy Sixers team all the way to the NBA Finals. And now, all eyes are on Caitlin Clark to see how far she can go. According to AI, this is only the beginning. Caitlin's future is bright, but to reach those elite heights, Indiana has to build the right roster around her. Because just like Iverson's legendary run, no star shines alone. Allen Iverson wasn't just a player, he was a spectacle. Every game was must-see TV. His crossovers, his fearlessness, his flair, fans were glued to every move. Caitlin Clark brings that same energy. She's electric on the court, a true showstopper who turns every game into an event. When she plays, it's more than basketball, it's a performance. But the spotlight isn't all cheers and highlight reels. Iverson knows that. He spent years battling tough media narratives, often misunderstood off the court. Clark, on the other hand, seems to have cracked the code early. Her interviews are composed, her responses thoughtful, and she carries herself with a level of poise far beyond her age. That maturity hasn't gone unnoticed. Charles Barkley, NBA icon and longtime media personality, recently applauded Clark's presence. He knows how brutal the media spotlight can be, having lived through it as a player and worked within it for decades. And he's impressed. Clark isn't just managing the pressure, she's mastering it. For any athlete, balancing elite performance with a polished public image is no easy task. But Caitlin Clark is already doing both, and that's one more reason her future looks legendary.
And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. And now, when I watch her, Two things I like. She's playing much faster, much faster. She was playing too slow the first half of the season.
From the college season.
They didn't even give her the understanding, like, you girls been worded for the WNBA season. Y'all been working out on the nose. She came straight out of college.
Caitlin Clark is thriving in the paint, beyond the arc, and everywhere in between. What separates her isn't just raw talent, it's grit, hustle, and a mindset built for greatness. With sky-high expectations from fans and franchises, she didn't just meet the moment, she blew right past it. She's taken her share of hits, physically and in the media, but never backed down. Instead, she's gotten stronger. And what's impressed observers most, she's still leveling up as the season wears on. Adjusting to the WNBA's pace, physicality, and mental grind isn't easy, especially coming straight from college ball, where the game is slower and the space more generous. But Clark, she's adapted fast. From day one, defenders have made her a target. Extra contact, tighter coverage, more aggressive play. But she hasn't flinched. Her ability to absorb that punishment and keep pushing isn't just natural toughness, it's the result of serious behind-the-scenes work. She's clearly training her body for this next level, not just relying on the skill set that made her a college star. Early on, many saw Caitlin as a finesse player, all shot-making and vision. But now, she's showing she's built for the grind too. She's not just a shooter, she's a survivor, a competitor, a cornerstone, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Shaquille O'Neal, often hailed as the most dominant force the game has ever seen, recently weighed in his eyes. There's no debate, Caitlin Clark is the real deal. Surprisingly, Shaquille O'Neal's favorite player today isn't someone who mirrors his size or bulldozing style. It's Steph Curry, and that contrast speaks volumes. Shaq, once the most physically dominant player in the game, now gravitates toward a different kind of greatness, one built on skill, precision, and innovation. And recently, he drew a powerful connection between Curry and Caitlin Clark on Unapologetically, Angel the podcast, hosted by Clark's on-court rival, Angel Reese. Shaq didn't hold back. He praised Caitlin's dominance and directly compared her to Steph Curry. Neither relies on brute force, yet both have changed the game. Shaq sees something deeper, a new kind of spectacle. Players like Steph and Caitlin bring style, range, vision, and a sense of creativity that reshapes the way basketball is played and watched. For Shaq, true dominance isn't just physical. It's about elevating the sport, shifting the culture, and redefining what greatness looks like. And in his eyes, Caitlin Clark is doing exactly that, just like Steph did before her.
Why you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love, you know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis.
Shaquille O'Neal's recent praise for Caitlin Clark has stirred up quite the conversation and revealed some interesting dynamics along the way. Shaq openly admitted that Clark is doing things no other WNBA player has before. Even her fiercest rival, Angel Reese, had to acknowledge it, though Angel played it cool, simply saying she can shoot threes from the logo. But that's no small feat. Consistently draining deep threes isn't just flashy, it's elite skill, honed through years of relentless work. It's exactly the kind of electrifying play that draws fans into arenas, and Shaq knows it. He highlighted how Caitlin's shooting range is helping to bring new attention and excitement to the WNBA. There might have been a subtle jab in Shaq's words too. Angel Reese has said she doesn't think Clark is the only reason crowds are showing up, but Shaq's focus on Caitlin's game-changing talent may have hit a nerve. After all, Angel's game doesn't rely on deep shooting like Clark's does, and that difference is becoming hard to ignore. Shaq isn't the only legend recognizing Clark's impact. Michael Jordan recently broke his silence and didn't hold back. He credited Caitlin for raising the WNBA's profile and excitement, saying the league owes her big for what she's brought to the sport. But Jordan went further. He called for a major overhaul of WNBA officiating, hinting the league needs to evolve as quickly as its stars. These endorsements from two of basketball's greatest voices send a clear message. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing how the game is played, she's changing the game itself. Michael Jordan was blunt. Caitlin hasn't been getting a fair whistle. His message? The WNBA must step up and give her the respect she deserves, not just from opponents, but from the officials. 2. When the greatest basketball player of all time speaks, the world listens. Michael Jordan's endorsement sends a powerful message. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rising star, she's a true game changer. Her influence on women's basketball is undeniable, and the league can't afford to overlook it. At the center of this media storm is the fierce rivalry between Clark and Angel Reese, a rivalry that's fueling one of the most thrilling eras the WNBA has ever seen. It's reminiscent of the NBA's early days when the league struggled for attention until two legends, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, stepped onto the stage. Their iconic NCAA championship showdown captivated fans, smashed records, and catapulted the NBA into the national spotlight. Fast forward to today, and history feels like it's repeating itself. The women's NCAA tournament shattered viewership records, largely driven by the high-stakes battle between Caitlin and Angel. Now that both have entered the WNBA, the league is experiencing a surge in attention it hasn't seen in years. Fans and media have dubbed them the Magic and Bird of the WNBA, a comparison even Magic Johnson himself has embraced. He sees the same electric dynamic, the same competitive fire, and the same potential to transform the sport. Magic believes Caitlin Clark has what it takes to become the greatest player the WNBA has ever produced. With legends like Jordan and Magic backing her, it's becoming impossible to deny. We're witnessing the dawn of something truly historic.